Hi there, Natalie today with a new process video for Pinkfresh Studio, and I want to give you a few ideas on how to use the new Home for the Holidays collection to create a few layouts for your December daily. If you create one of your December stories, I don't do a daily, but I do have quite a few stories because we have around 3 to 4 birthdays in December, and we host pretty much all our family too. So this is my album from last year, and I'm just left to add the last few days, which is day 24. I think it's 22, 23, and 24, and so I have them here. So I'm gonna take advantage of some of these papers to create two of the layouts, and one of them is all about coffee, and we love hot chocolate, we love I gotta say I love peppermint mochas. So I have quite a few pictures of my trips to Starbucks and also at home. So I'm gonna take advantage of some of the papers. There's a few cups in the paper that has all that little advent numbers, and I'm gonna cut the little squares off. I thought about adding them to my little just like in the insert. I'm using a 2x2 pocket, but then I didn't want to get the numbers because I don't want get confusion on my album. So I decided to, instead of putting the entire square, I'm gonna fussy cut them. So you're gonna see that I'm gonna take my time and I'm gonna fussy cut the little cups. And now here's what I'm gonna apologize because it's really sunny here in Toronto. When it's the fall, I have really big windows on my apartment, and the sun is just, there's no way I can hide from it. So I'm gonna be a little bit I'm gonna fight the sun while I record this video. So again, I'm fussy cutting the cups, and at the same time I'm just thinking, where am I gonna put them? Now I find this paper, and this is the one that has the mistletoe, the yellow paper, and I love the beside the fact that it has it looks like tiles, but also it has all the colors that I have in the cups and in all the little if you see the picture that I'm holding the cup, all the colors that I have there, there's red, there's blue, there's green, they're all in the picture. So I'm going to use that to create I'm going to say the background for my picture. Now outside of the camera, I worked the title, and I'm going to put Drink and Be Merry, and I'm using the alphas from the Home and Away collection, but the ampersand comes from the Office Hours collection. And if you see it up close, it actually has half of it's pink and the other half is white. So that gave me an idea of adding the colors using the inks. And for this, I'm going to use a brush. I'm going to suggest that if you do this, you use a brush. The abrasion of the brush on the plastic is what's gonna cause the ink to stay. I think if you have to kind of create the friction for the ink to embed onto the plastic. So you're gonna see that I'm gonna use variations to create the B and the ampersand, just because I had the pink, and then I'm gonna use evergreen to kind of color in the same fashion the bottom part of the word drink. And even though it goes really dark, because I'm working on white, and like I said, some of it is gonna evaporate, but the key here for me to get this working was to work with a brush and set it aside to dry for a while. So like the ink completely kind of stains the plastic. That's what the ink did. It's kind of stained the plastic by creating that abrasion. And then the last color that I'm using is Summer Showers, because when it dried, it gives me that little hint of light blue that I'm looking for. So again, I used a brush, just gonna use half of the letters. I did not go gentle with the brush. I actually kind of created, I went a little bit on the harsh side, just because I wanted to create the abrasion and add the color to the letters. And I set them aside to dry for quite a while. And then you're gonna see here, you're gonna see how I'm gonna fight the sound while I record this. I'm just gonna add them to when I print this picture, there was quite a bit of negative space or a white space above my head, in this case that I'm drinking coffee. So I'm gonna add my title there. It's gonna take care of that page. Now for the other side of the paper, I have a beautiful family that gives me gift cards to Starbucks because they know I'm obsessed with coffee. So I actually got one of these that was one of the cups from last year cups. So I saved the gift card, and I'm going to use it as part of my decoration for this layout. So what I did is I went out of camera and cut two little squares of 2 inches of the same paper that I used for the background. I'm also going to cut 2 pieces of vellum to fit 2 inches, and that's where I'm going to put the cups. And then I'm going to bring the packaging. And the reason why I'm bringing the packaging is because I love the grid. I want something really plain. And one of the things you gotta notice is that some of the grids are red and some of them are like that corally look. So I'm gonna add a cut I think the corally ones were the ones from the puffy alphas, and the red ones were the ones from the ephemera pack. So again, I cut 2 by 2 inch squares, and all I'm gonna do is and the red ones, I'm gonna add little circles just because I have the cup. I'm thinking the circular idea, so I'm gonna add some of the stickers from the cardstock stickers, sorry, just to add the decoration. And on the other ones, in the coral ones, I added my lines with journal. I'm gonna bring another sticker that says celebrate. I'm gonna actually add a little bit of foam adhesive just to make it stand out. And one of the things you're gonna realize is that the little circles are actually on top of the pocket page. They're not inside. The cups are inside the pocket page, but the circles are not. They're outside of the pocket page. I just want some texture, something tactile. Now I have the mistletoe side of the page. So I have, again, I'm combining a few of the things that happened during the month in one single spread. And one of the things we do a lot is bake, or should I say I bake a lot, and my daughter too. One, because we host family, but because my kids' birthdays are right at Christmas time, so we bake quite a big cake for their birthdays too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take advantage of the B side of the big the layout that I created with the big cup, and I cut a piece of vellum that fits within the layout. And I'm gonna, again, my pictures are 2 by 2, and I'm just gonna kind of create a grid with them, and I'm gonna glue them onto the vellum, and then I'm gonna glue the vellum onto the page, and I'm gonna actually hide the glue by adding the glue right behind the pictures. So you're gonna see all I'm doing right now is just creating the grid, and then I'm gonna go ahead and glue it onto my paper, and that's pretty much my layout. I'm gonna work on the embellishments later on. I'm first gonna work on the paper that's gonna cover this. And I was thinking of a way to add the word baking, so I pulled the new alphas, these are the dies, and I cut the word baking out of gold glitter paper, and then I cut the word baking out of double cardstock. When I cut white cardstock, sorry, when I cut the letters out of the white cardstock, I made sure that before I took them out of the die, on the B side I put a piece of a double-sided tape so I could keep the little flowers that come inside the letters, and at the same time these are going to help me glue them onto the page. Now, to create my title page, I actually went and cut a piece of acetate to fit the same size of my little insert, the one that I have the pictures of the cookies in this case, and then I'm just gonna use the grid of the cookies to help me spell the word baking. So I'm gonna put the BA on the top 2 pictures and so on, and that's gonna help me center my title. And this was actually super simple, and the thing actually why I went out of camera to work on this is because I just couldn't find the sun when I was recording. So now that this is pretty much going late into the afternoon, so it worked out better for the video. So you're gonna see that super simple. I have the acetate. I'm gonna add a little tab after just to make sure that, like, you know, I can move it. Now for the other side of the page, I already had a glassine page bag there that I had worked another layout. I used the tag essential tag to cut one of the tags. I just wanted a rectangular, like nothing fancy, just a simple one, and I went off camera and actually used Photoshop to add my lines with journal. I knew the size of the tag, and then I cut it out of the green paper from the collection, the Home for the Holidays collection, and that little yellow paper is the last piece of yellow paper that I had from the 12 by 12 after working all the projects. So I'm gonna add it, and it's not a perfect rectangle, so I'm gonna cheat a little bit. First thing I'm gonna do is, using double-sided tape, I'm just creating the pocket behind the picture so that I can slide the tag in and out. Once I have that in place, I'm actually gonna glue it onto the yellow paper. You're gonna see a weird shape because like I said, I cut quite a few things out of it, and then I'm gonna glue the picture right onto it, and then because I have that double-sided tape, it created the pocket, and then I'm gonna glue that onto my glassine page. Now and then I'm gonna slid the tag right there just to decorate that, just to hide the bottom, because like I said, I don't have a straight rectangle. I'm gonna use this Home for the Holidays banner, and this is from the ephemera pack, and I'm gonna glue it in such a way that it hides the uneven edge at the bottom. And then I'm gonna bring one of the little houses from the buildable snow globes ephemera, just because it was the perfect size, just to complement that little cluster at the bottom. And that's gonna hide, like I said, the fact that my paper is uneven, and it's gonna bring enough decoration to that. Now I'm gonna bring just a few stickers to the top of the pictures. It says festive wishes, and I love the fact that it's red. I want to play out with all the colors that I have, and then I'm just gonna add a few enamel dots, and I think I add a little piece of string just so that I can pull the tag in and out. I love having a tactile and interactive pockets on my albums, so that took care of my little my little glassine bag. I'm gonna say that one of the parts of this layer, and you're gonna see I'm gonna just slide it into place. I have my albums are really chunky and one of the things, and once I have that, I'm gonna go back into just finishing detailing this page. Now you're gonna see that the baking part, I'm gonna add a tab. You don't see that cut out of the camera, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring a little sticker at the bottom of the little grid of pictures that I have, and this is from the cardstock sticker, and then I'm bringing the wreath stamp set. This is one of the new stamps from Pinkfresh Studio, and I'm just gonna stamp the word Christmas at the bottom. And then the more I looked at, I really love the bow that comes in this stamp, so I'm actually gonna stamp the bow, I'm gonna emboss it with gold embossing powder, and then I'm gonna detail it with a little bit of red, because I think there's quite a bit of red in all the food that we have on the picture, so I want to bring that color onto the layout. I think there's a lot of yellow, there's quite a bit of green and blue, so I'm going to bring some of that red. And for that, I am actually going to use the inks. I'm using Berrylicious and Candy Apple just to detail it. And about now is with the camera, the battery just died. My apologies, but you're going to see that all I'm going to do is stamp the ink onto my little piece of plastic. In this case, I have a plastic palette, and then just dilute it with water, and then just use it to detail the bow. I went with Berrylicious as the basis to detail the entire bow, and then I went with a little bit of Candy Apple just to add the shadows. I wanted to, if you look at the bow, and I would suggest you look at the stamp set, it's gorgeous, perfect for Christmas. It's actually really detailed, and by adding the shadows, you're gonna create a realistic look and take it from a two-dimensional to a more realistic look. And that's about it. I love how this turned out. You're gonna see right now there's going to be quite a few close-ups, just because there's small little details in this album that I think you can take some ideas for your album coming up. And I really love how this turned out. Like I said, I had to fight with the light during the day, but it was super simple to put this together. The collection is gorgeous. There's so many colors that it matches pretty much every single decoration. There's yellow, there's greens, there's red, and it made it super easy to combine all of them into single layouts that came together, I'm gonna say, quite easily and fast, and I love that. And you're gonna see right now that I'm actually gonna show you too the close-ups of the coffee spread. Again, super simple spread. I love how the title came out. You're gonna see that the colors dull a little bit. They're not as bright as the inks are. You can go ahead and add a second coat of the ink if you want to, but use a brush so you can create the abrasion and the color stays and stains the plastic. Just pretty much what you're gonna do. And that's it for me today. I hope you're inspired by this. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me. Thank you so much for joining me, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. There's quite a bit of content available. Take care, guys. Bye bye.